Excuse me, madam, excuse me, I've been here for 3 hours. No, not you know, it's me, sir, it's my turn, it's my turn. Give me my plate, I need my spoon, it's my turn, madam, I'm hungry.
These sounds came from Iyabo Ojo's restaurant.
Sit tight while we unveil Blood and Spice. Meanwhile, please help me subscribe, comment, and share my YouTube channel. Thank you. Nigeria, a land of vibrant culture, was home to the Ojo family. Iyabo and Olakunle Ojo were blessed with 7 lovely kids. Their home was full of laughter and love. Despite the challenge of raising a large family, their love for each other and their children was unwavering. Iyabo's nurturing spirit and Olakunle's support created a sanctuary of happiness. Every meal was a celebration, a testament to the joy that filled their home. Laughter echoed through their walls. The Ojo household was indeed a beacon of love. Days were spent in simple pleasures, picnics in the parks, games in the yachts, and the warmth of togetherness. The Ojos were rich in love, their bonds growing stronger each passing day. Olakunle, the father of the house, was as well the pillar of the home. He provided for his family with unwavering dedication. His dedication and hard work earned him the respect of his peers and the admiration of his family. Iyabo put her nurturing spirit to work and ensured that their home was a heaven. Her love for her family was the driving force behind her tireless efforts to create a life full of warmth and love. As night fell, the Ojo family would gather for bedtime stories. Each child tucked in with a sense of love and security. These moments, though simple, were the foundation of their happiness. Life was good for the Ojo family. Their days were filled with joy, their hearts full of gratitude. But just like every story, their life would take a turn that would change their lives forever. And so begins the tale of Iyabo Ojo, the journey of love, loss, and lengths a mother would go for the sake of her children. On the 5th of July, 1968, the Ojo family happiness was shattered. Olakunle, the father of the house, the home's strong pillar, suddenly collapses at his work site and was rushed to the hospital. Olakunle's health condition deteriorated rapidly despite the doctor's efforts. The illness remained a mystery and hope began to fade. Iyabo Ojo, desperate to save her husband, turned to prayers and faith. She visited various miracle centers searching for miracle. On the 10th of July, 1968, Olakunle held Iyabo Ojo's hands faintly and whispered into her ears. She couldn't hear him, and suddenly he stopped talking and went cold. Hey, Baba? Baba Ojo? Baba? Baba? Baba Ojo! The children who were seated at the hospital reception heard this loud scream and ran into the hospital room, only to find the lifeless body of their father. Oh God. The village came together to mourn the departure of a good man. Iyabo, now a widow, led the procession, her heart filled with the heaviness of her new reality. Returning to an empty home, Iyabo struggled to find the strength to carry on. The walls that once whispered love and laughter now stood silent, constantly reminding them of their loss. Facing an uncertain future, Iyabo made a difficult decision to move her family and herself down to Olakunle's ancestral village. She hoped that the new environment would help them heal fast and start afresh. With a heavy heart, the Ojo family embarked on the journey to a new environment. The path ahead was uncertain, but the Iyabo found hope that they would find solace and rebuild their lives back again. Their lives never remained the same again. Iyabo and her children faced the unknown, unaware of the trials and tribulation that awaited them in their new home. The serene surrounding, was a contrast to the bustling city they had left behind. Despite the sore that would never heal, Iyabo and her children began to settle down in their new home. They unpacked their belongings, each item reminding them of the life they once had and the struggle to create a normalcy. As newcomers to the village, Iyabo and her children introduced themselves to their neighbors. The villagers, curious yet cautious, greeted them with mixed warmth and wariness. Determined to not let her children go hungry, Iyabo tried various business, ranging from sale of handmade crafts to sale of farm products and even petty trade business, yet success remained elusive. The villagers' skepticism made it difficult for her to gain their trust. This woman just came, they thought among themselves. And her husband, she said, is dead. Who knows what killed him? Who knows? They found it difficult to patronize her. Iyabo became very frustrated because all her efforts proved abortive. During quiet family dinners, Iyabo tries to reassure her children that all will be well, masking her fears with a brave smile. She knew for their sake she had to stay strong, even as doubt crawled into her heart. Iyabo carried her frustration to the village elders. Some sympathized with her, while others remained indifferent. Their trust had to be earned. Frustration led Iyabo to a reclusive herbalist at the outskirts of the village. The herbalist's presence was both intriguing and unsettling. With her children's future hanging in the balance, Iyabo pleaded with the herbalist for a solution. Her desperation to do anything for her children was evident in her tearful eyes. After much persuasion, the herbalist revealed the dangerous spell that promised unparalleled success. The price, however, was steep, requiring a human liver. Faced with the harrowing dilemma, Iyabo returned home. The thought of seeing her children happy again perturbed her conscience. Could she sacrifice her morals for their future? Driven by a mother's fierce love, Iyabo made a dreadful decision. She returned to the herbalist, ready to accept the dark pact that would change their lives forever. Iyabo's quest for a new beginning led her down to a dark path, shredded with shadows, unaware of the consequences. She went back, determined to take the bull by the horn so that hunger would not kill her children. Stepping into the dimly lit hearth, Iyabo felt a chill run down her spine. The air was thick with scents of herbs, and the herbalist sat right there. The herbalist explained the spell to her in details. It required a human liver. Her mind raced with fear and doubts. The price was unthinkable. Yet, the vision of her children's hungry face pushed her to determination. With a heavy heart and a resolve forged by necessity, Iyabo nodded her head in agreement. The herbalist commenced his preparations. To begin the dark journey, a box filled of rare mystical herbs was handed over to Iyabo. The next step was harrowing, the search for a human liver. Where would she get a human liver? She thought within herself. As Iyabo left the herbalist's hearth, fate presented her with an opportunity. She met an old, weak, lone traveler resting at the edge of the village that night. The choice, though grim, was very clear. She decided to grab the bull by its horn. She rushed back that night to the herbalist's hearth with the item for the sacrifice, the human liver. Haunted by her actions, holding the piece of dark puzzle in her hands, she watched the ritualist conclude the ritual with some ancient incantations. As the herbalist chanted, the air crackled with dark energy. Iyabo watched her heart thaw between desperation and fear, hoping that this dark path would save her family. With the final powerful incantation, the ritual reached its climax. This sealed the pact and marked the beginning of her transformation, unaware of its full consequences. Her journey had just begun, and her choice would cast a long shadow over the whole village. Some of the instructions included adding some pieces of the human liver and the white substance into the meal before serving it to her customers. With careful precision, Iyabo prepared her first dish, a pot of stew. Curiosity brought the first customers to Iyabo's kitchen. As they tasted the first meal, their face lit up in delight. Wow, this is amazing. The black magic weaving its spell through each bite. It went deeper and deeper and deeper. The testimony of Iyabo's delicious kitchen spread so quickly like wildfire through the whole village. What began like a joke soon became a flock of eager patrons, each enchanted by the magical meal. Iyabo's kitchen flourished beyond her wildest dreams. The restaurant was flooded by eager passions who would wash their own dishes to make room for more, just to have a meal. In no time, married men began to abandon their wives' kitchen just to eat at Iyabo's kitchen. This brought so much quarrel and dispute in various homes. Iyabo's children, though not too grown, began to notice the changes. The growing tension in the village and the unsettling transformation of their mother filled them with suspicion and curiosity. The black magic that fueled her success also began to take a toll on her. She recorded various sleepless nights, nightmares, and haunted expressions. These were the price she paid for her newfound prosperity. While many were carried away by the food, some other villagers started to grow suspicious. Whispers of unease and questions of Iyabo's sudden success began to circulate the whole village. Iyabo was unperturbed by the growing rumors around the village. She said to herself, "When I was stranded and my children almost dying of hunger, no one looked my way. I had to do what I had to do, so right now, we move." One evening, a mysterious stranger visited the restaurant. After eating, he left a cryptic message. He hinted at his knowledge of Iyabo's dark secrets and he disappeared into thin air. The note read, "Every pact with darkness comes at a cost." The stranger went further in his writing to warn Iyabo of the impending doom. As Iyabo's success grew, so did the shadow that loomed over her as well. The price for her dark pact will soon come to life, threatening to unravel everything she had fought to achieve. The suspicion of the villagers grew as they gradually began to desert Iyabo's restaurant. Iyabo, on the other hand, began to witness deteriorated health as it was not easy for her to cope with the demands of the spirits as well as the pressure from the villagers. The mysterious stranger visited the restaurant the second time. This time around, he came with a more authoritative personality, gazing at Iyabo from one corner of the restaurant. His eyes filled with knowing intensity. He did not utter a word. Iyabo, who could no longer ignore his presence, confronted him. Their exchange was filled with tension and unspoken threat. The note he left the previous day raised many questions in Iyabo's heart. The warning was both a threat and a prophecy. Public opinion turned against Iyabo as the village erupted in anger. The once cherished restaurant now symbolized division and strife. The villagers' frustration boiled over into open confrontation. In a bid to maintain her success, Iyabo prepared another pot of stew, regardless of the growing pressure and tension. Remember, this was not ordinary, so some people could not just help but keep coming. As the restaurant's popularity grew, so did the illness among villagers. Those who frequented Iyabo's kitchen began to suffer some strange illnesses. This further raised the brows of villagers towards Iyabo's kitchen. Rumors of black magic began to circulate, intensifying the villagers' fear and anger. Her sense of impending doom became more tangible with each passing day. The stranger met with Iyabo on a lonely pathway and let her know that he is aware of her secrets and would expose her unless she deceases from her activities. As Iyabo gradually started facing the consequences of her choice, the villagers harbored anger, and the consequence of her choice loomed heavily over the whole village. Determined to regain her footing, Iyabo organized a grand feast, hoping to win the villagers back to her side and restore her former glory. Despite the warning from the stranger, Iyabo continued to use the secret ingredients. This was both her greatest asset and her greatest curse. The invitation for the grand feast went round to every household. This raised the further query in the hearts of villagers. The evening of the feast came, and the restaurant bubbled with activities. And guess what? The whole room was filled with villagers. Yes, those same ones who suspected Iyabo still responded to her invitation. How funny human beings could be. While the food remained as delicious as ever, an undercurrent tension ran through the room. They muttered amongst themselves, fixing their gaze at Iyabo. While the feast went on, the mysterious stranger entered. He sat in one corner of the restaurant and gave Iyabo the "remember my warning" look. This added to the tension, as the villagers couldn't help but wonder who the strange-looking man would be. Right there in the feast, many began vomiting and holding their stomach in pain. This caused fear and chaos. Their fear grew into anger, as some who could still get themselves pointed fingers at the strange man, while others demanded for an explanation from Iyabo. In a bid to salvage the situation, Iyabo pleaded with the villagers. She stated her intentions were pure. However, the weight of her dark secrets hung heavy in the air. Silence fell as the stranger revealed Iyabo's dark secrets. His voice cut through the chaos. He revealed the truth behind her success and the horrifying truth of the secret ingredients. The villagers, feeling horrified and betrayed, turned their anger towards Iyabo. The woman they once respected attracted their wrath and their trust irrevocably broken. Unable to contain their rage, the villagers set Iyabo's kitchen ablaze. The flame that consumed the restaurant erased the symbol of their division. Iyabo and her children, on the other hand, fled into the night. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe on my YouTube channel. Bye-bye.